a daily day-to-day life example, what a student goes through, and use design thinking framework for that. So we'll be able to relate how design thinking framework solves the daily problem as well. Now let's say that the student wants to get 100% marks in his examination, that the semester coming or whatever test is gonna go through. So for him to get 100% marks, he needs to use, if he has to use the design thinking framework. So how would that be? So let's say he goes first step is empathize. So he goes to the professor and asks, what is exactly that you're looking for to get better marks? Now, what kind of answers you are looking for? What kind of context into that is going to looking up? So he'll be probably listing lots of lists, or simply he can ask, how मुझे ज़्यादा marks कैसे मिलेंगे? So he'll be listing down a lot number of things to you. If you just keep on listing them and then finding out, then the student would be able to find out one specific keyword or specific defined problem region where he can do something, where he can attach, where he can attack as well. So that is called as defining. Now he has defined the problem. So he wants specific answers and specific setups, or maybe many professors as well, not just one, many professors, and get to select as many data, as many ideas, or as many queries from them. And then from there, list down whatever needs things the student thinks is the best one to solve about. So once he does that, he ho gaya problem defining. After defining, then he has to make an ideate how to solve this. So maybe he refers, the student can refer different books, the student can go through different writing methods, improvise writing, or whatever it is, or even better scheduling for study practices. Once that is done, this is called as prototyping. To actually do it, create a minimum viable product in the shortest period of time to make it happen. And further then, he can directly test it. Ideate के बाद prototype के बाद test. Maybe he can solve a problem, solve the paper on a different basis and give it then professor to check it, or he can directly complete it in terms of the tests coming in and perform there, and then find out how much percentage is got. Now maybe let's say after doing this entire process, he was able to get only 80%. So this is where he found out 100% चाहिए था, 80% मिल गया. So now he can again use same data that is having him, and he can again go through the same process of empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test to reach 100%. So it is that simple. You can use it in any day-to-day life as well. So whatever you are trying to use it, whatever process you want to solve, whatever achievements you want to take place, you can easily go through that by using the design thinking framework. And this gives out the best output. According to the Stanford University, it is conceived that this design thinking pedagogy, this design thinking framework gives out a maximum amount of possible results and positive results, irrespective of whatever fields, factors, or considerations are brought into place. So that is why design thinking framework is that much important. So if you let kids understand these things, so literally there is no limit to the creativity and transforming their creative solutions into real products or real functions. So once I met into a school in Gujarat where a kid instead, we were teaching him 3D printing, and the kid comes up with a question that is it possible, the kid came and asked me, is it possible that on an eyelid, now we are talking about human tissue printing, 3D printing through, तो अब क्या पॉसिबल है कि आंखों के ऊपर हम लोग सीधा सीधा लेजर से जो हमारे लेंसेस है वो प्रिंट कर ले फ्रॉम बायो टिश्यूज. So you can understand. So this is such a huge thing, a kid can. अभी तो यही बात हो रही थी कि skin cells and tissues can be printed so that अगर जख्म है तो वहां पे भर जाए. But a kid comes with a query where he is asking, is it possible for a human eye to have something printed onto the eye lens so that the person can have zoomable, much more better vision without wearing spectacles or anything like binoculars? So this kind of creativity, if matched with this design thinking pedagogy, it can provide massive results. And it is not just limited to science and technology. You can use it from everywhere, right? From finance to arts to whatever you want. Arts, industries, commerce, science, everywhere you can use it. So this is the advantage of design thinking framework. So we want to basically use this entire design thinking framework and teach kids the different key technologies that are there. So now that's about design thinking framework, and that I think solves out the question of why someone should learn design thinking framework. What is the use of it? So it basically transforms a person from whatever he is into a problem solver. So now go through the segment again. There's a video in the presentation. It gives a small example that happened earlier ago. You'll be able to relate much better with it. Now further, next move to the next part, the six key technologies. What are these technologies and how do we solve them? How do we understand them and what are the things that you should know?